Remember, exercise is only a very small percentage of the total number of calories that we can burn on a daily basis. We've got all the other, what we call neat activities, okay, that burn a hell of a lot more calories than just exercise. Hey there, I'm Dr. Dell Miller, and this is Energize Your Life After 50. You see, the goal of this podcast is to help you answer one simple question, and that is, how do you want to live the next chapter in your life? Do you want to keep it as it is, or do you want more? Do you want to be better, fitter, stronger, healthier without meds, more confidence, more sex appeal? Do you want to get your mojo back? Maybe you want to be the you you've always thought you could be. So each week we'll look at simple ways to intentionally create your next chapter, prioritizing your health, your physicality, your emotional and spiritual well-being, as well as looking and feeling your best. Are you up for the challenge? Then let's get moving. All right, guys, Dr. Dell Miller's here with personalfitness.com. I hope you are doing great. You know, this year is just quickly going by, so I hope you are really working on those goals that you have set for yourself for this year, 2022. Remember, success is nothing but consistency over time. Doing important things, small yet important things consistently over time will take us to our goals. So whatever those goals are, whether they're personal goals, self-care goals, business goals, family goals, whatever they are, consistency is the key. And one of the things I want to talk to you about today I want to talk to you about how to get more movement in your life. You know, how can you burn an extra 500 calories a day without exercise? I'm not talking about exercise. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't exercise. I'm a firm believer in exercise, of course. But I think a lot of people have gotten this misconception that, you know, they have to exercise in order to move their body. They think that exercise is the only movement they need. But there could be nothing further from the truth. Remember, exercise is only a very small percentage of the total number of calories that we can burn on a daily basis. We've got all the other, what we call neat activities, okay, that burn a hell of a lot more calories than just exercise. So let's talk about how can you burn, let's say, an extra 500 to even 1,000 calories a day without exercise. Just by learning how to move your body, just by learning how to be more active. You know, this podcast is about how to energize your life. And in order to energize your life, you have to move. You can't sit at a desk all day and expect to have energy. Expect your body to be energized. So today, let's talk about some of the simple things you can do on a daily basis that allow you to burn extra calories, thereby, if you're trying to change your body, getting to your goals much faster than you think possible. But before we get started, I'd like to take this time to remind you of a few important resources that are available to you. Number one, my free masterclass. You know, the top 3 things you must do to lose weight and keep it off. Okay, if you're struggling with weight as an issue, then you must check out that masterclass. There's also my webinar, Get Your Sexy Back. If you're ready to truly transform your body and your life, then please sign up for the webinar. It's free. You also have access to a free health strategy call with me when you're ready to move forward in a powerful way. I also have a vault of coaching videos at my website, personalfitness.com. You can find all of that, sign up for all of that at my website, personalfitness.com. And lastly, please consider subscribing to this podcast. You know, there is a link in the episode notes. And thank you. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you. All right, so let's get going. Let's talk about some of those very simple things you can do on a daily basis to burn some extra calories. right? To get your body moving in ways that, well, will serve you in the long run. Here's the first thing you can do. Just stand up and move around for at least 10 minutes out of every waking hour. So simple, isn't it? You can do that. What if you were to do that? What if you were to stand up for 10 minutes every hour? Instead of sitting behind your desk for 6 to 8 hours, for hours at a time, well, why can't you stand up for at least 10 minutes? In order to do that, all you need is either a high desk or an adjustable desk, or you can just get what I have. I just bought one of these cheap little $20 computer stand to put my laptop on, and I stand up. At this very moment, doing this podcast, I'm standing. I've had 4 one-hour phone conversations so far today. I have sat for probably about 20 minutes out of those 4 one-hour conversations. Why? Because I stand up. So get in the habit of standing. And here's how it makes a difference for you, right? Standing burns about 40% more calories than sitting. That's right. Standing burns about 40% more calories than sitting. So why do you want to sit down so much if you're trying to lose weight? You're not doing yourself any favors, right? If you were to stand for, let's say, 10 minutes out of each hour, and let's say in a 10-hour day, right? You work for 8 hours. You work for an 8-hour day. Let's say another 2 hours being home before bedtime. It's a 10-hour day. 10 minutes out of those 10-hour days, that's an hour and 40 minutes, right? That's 100 minutes. So that's an hour and 40 minutes. Standing for an hour, people, burns roughly 170 to 200 calories. If you weigh between 150 and 200 pounds. If you weigh more than that, it's going to you're burning more calories. The more you weigh, the more calories you're going to burn standing, because your body is supporting all that weight, right? It takes work to support your body weight standing. It doesn't take as much work to support your body weight when you're sitting. So stand up more. Your body has to burn more calories just to maintain your body weight standing, because a lot of those large muscles, that's attached to your skeleton to hold yourself up, they are being active to keep you standing. And here's the other thing. When we stand up, we don't just stand straight like a statue. We fidget and we move around, right? We're moving around. Like I'm moving around right now as I'm recording this podcast. I'm not just standing here. I'm shifting back and forth from one leg to the next, and I'm moving my body. I'm doing some gesturing. So I'm moving my body. I'm not just standing still. So when you stand up, you tend to be moving more. When you're sitting, well, you tend to have your hands on the desk, and you tend to be more sedentary. So give it a try. Remember, standing for an hour burns about 170 to 200 calories. So roughly, if you were to stand for 10 minutes every hour out of a 10-hour day, 8 hours at work, another 2 hours at home, guess what? You can burn an extra over 300 calories just standing for 10 minutes out of each hour. Over 300 calories doing nothing but standing. Come on, people. Certainly you can do that. If you're trying to lose weight, you should be like, oh my goodness, I'm going to do this every day. This is one, I call these habits of transformation. You're trying to transform your body and your life. You need to develop some habits of transformation. You need to develop some habits that you do daily. Things that make it easy for you. And this is one of the easiest things you can do. Just stand up. Get in the habit of standing for 10 minutes out of every hour. Here's another one for you. Just stand and move around at lunchtime, even while you eat, if possible. If you're at some fancy restaurant and you have to sit down, okay, great. But if you're having lunch at home or at the office, or you go out, to some little restaurant where you get takeout or whatever, you're outdoors, why do you need to sit? You don't need to sit. You can stand up while you have your lunch. Even when I'm home, sometimes I'm getting lunch and I stand up in the kitchen and I eat. And my wife usually says, well, why don't you sit down? I'm saying, well, I don't want to sit down. Standing helps my digestion. It helps the food goes down a little easier. Right? So I love to stand. So why don't you stand up during lunchtime? Instead of sitting, you sit at your desk Get away from your desk for lunch. Go outside. Do something else. And stand up. Stand up during lunch. It makes a big difference. Remember, standing for an hour, you can burn up to an extra 200 calories just standing and moving around. Stand and move around. Just get in the habit of doing that. Here's a third thing you can do. Stand during every phone call. When you're making phone calls, get up off your butt. Stand up. Why do you need to sit down while you're on the phone? You really don't. A lot of us have earpieces. So why do you need to sit? Sometimes you don't even need to use the phone. You can use an earpiece. You can just stand up. You don't need to use your hands. You don't need to use to hold the phone at all. But even if you do, you can stand up and move around while you're on the phone. Like I said, so far today, I've had 4 one-hour phone meetings, and I have sat probably about 20 minutes out of those 4 hours, because I really dislike sitting. I'm more of a standing person. I like to be moving around. If I sit too much, my butt hurts and, my legs start to cramp up, and I feel my circulation just kind of coming to a standstill, which is what happens. Sitting too much affects your circulation. So get in the habit of standing while you're on those phone calls. You don't need to be sitting. It makes a difference over the course of the day, over the course of the week, over the course of the months. You're burning a lot of extra calories, people. Get in the habit of adopting these habits of transformation. Having a lifestyle around being active, even if being active is just about standing more frequently, more regularly. Here's another important one. Tonight, go to the grocery store, right? Do your shopping instead of delivery. Do your grocery shopping yourself. Go choose what you want. Forget about the frickin' delivery. Go and do your own shopping. Then make dinner from scratch. Forget about picking something up. Buy the food, go home, make dinner from scratch, and instead of using the dishwasher, wash the dishes by hand. Go grocery shopping, make your dinner, then wash the dishes by hand, folks. Right? Grocery shopping will take you, at least 30 minutes? Making dinner will take you, at least another hour? Then doing the dishes will take you, and cleaning up will take you another, 30 minutes? So you're looking at anywhere from 1 to 2 hours right there. My God, people, you can burn anywhere from 300 to 400 calories in that time. Think about that. You can burn probably half the calories that you're going to eat just by doing all the preparation yourself. So you see, we don't think about these things. Our modern lifestyle has frankly made us lazy. It's gotten us to the point where we're too sedentary, and in being too sedentary, now we have to think about doing things we hate. Oh, I hate to exercise. Well, if you get your ass up and move around more, you probably wouldn't even need to exercise that much, right? Because you would be able to burn enough calories to maintain or even lose weight. So think about these. It's like exercise is just one thing to do, but you have the possibility to burn more calories during your day, a lot more calories during your day, just by doing these basic, simple little neat movement. Okay, you can do all the things I just suggested. There are lots of other things you can do. You can park a block away and walk. You can use the stairs instead of the elevator. There's so many little things that you can do that if you get in the habit of just having your life revolve around activity, around movement instead of being sedentary, it will make a world of difference. So, that's all I've got for you today. I hope this has been helpful for you. So get up, stand up, and get moving, my friends. All right, don't forget to leave me a rating and a review, please, and subscribe to the podcast. If you're listening, please subscribe. But do leave me a rating. It helps. Ratings help people to find the podcast. That's how Apple Podcasts and the other podcasts, they show podcasts that have the higher ratings first before they show all the others, all the millions of others in a category. So if I have some good 5-star ratings, guess what? People will be able to find me easier than the people who have 3-star ratings. So think about that. I appreciate your help. You take care of yourself, and until next time, as usual, may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows. Catch you next time. You've been listening to Energize Your Life After 50 with me, your host, Dr. Dell Millers. For all the resources mentioned in this episode, you can check the show notes or go to my website at personalfitness.com. There, you can sign up for the free masterclass, the free webinar, a free health strategy call, and have access to my vault of coaching videos, all for free. So check out the website at personalfitness.com. See you next time.